What's up, everybody? Holy smokes, another wonderful Monday night of Chewin the BBQ Fat. Man, I tell you what, this weekend was awesome. Awesome. Tell you what, it was the American Royal Week. Nothing better than the American Royal. I just got back. I am going on 3 hours of sleep, and I am tired. But you know what? This weekend was too big to not talk about, too big to not have my guest that's coming on tonight. Too much happened this weekend for me not to come on and do the show. I tell you what an absolute weekend. If competition barbecue is your thing, I tell you what, the American Royal is where you need to be. It is an absolute blast. Yes, it costs money. Yes, it's a long way. Yes, there's all this other stuff we can talk about. Just go. Just go do it. Experience it. Have a ball with it. Man, we had a great time. Got to see a lot of friends, a lot of guests that's been on the show. I got to see them. But what an absolute weekend. And I know nobody really cares about us than what we did this weekend. But next week, I'm going to have Cole come on for a little bit and talk about his weekend, winning the kids' queue. Really awesome for us and our family. The other big thing for me, got my first 180 at the American Royal. I mean, holy smokes. How awesome was that for us? We were so stoked. It made that 15.5-hour drive home. Well, not worth it. More tolerable, we'll say. But golly, what a weekend. I was sitting there talking to Joe Pierce at the end of it. I was like, man, QU just swept this thing. I was like, where's he from? What's going on? And he goes, I don't know, but I can't wait for Monday night to watch the show and hear his story and what he had to say about it. So I did some work, found out, got in touch with Grant, got Grant coming on tonight. And guys, I was talking to him a little bit earlier before this. You talk about a great guy, a great story. I mean, this is what the American Royal is about. This is what competition barbecue is all about. So share the page, like the page. Let's get this out there to as many people as we can. But we're going to get started here in just a second. But golly, guys, thank all of y'all for the text. Thank you for the Facebook messages and everything. It was a great time. We had a blast. Ellen, I know, was very excited to see people and be able to talk and mingle. There she goes. So say hello, honey. Didn't she hates being on here, but there she was. Anyway, guys, I know y'all don't want to hear me talk. Y'all want to hear Grant, his story, what he had to do. So, like I say, go ahead, share it, like it. Let's get it out here and let's get going. But Grant, how you doing, my man?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for coming on Chewin the BBQ Fat tonight.
Thanks for having me, and congrats on your 180.
Hey, thank you. It was a lot of fun for us. There's been a lot of jokes. If you're a fan of Chewin the BBQ Fat, you know that I get hell for not getting a 180. Both my kids have done 180. My wife's gotten a 180. Only person in the family that hadn't gotten one was this guy. but Cole, my oldest one, came in there this morning or when he saw me, he's like, Dad, you got your 180. So awesome. It was really cool. It was awesome.
Awesome. Congrats.
Thank you so much. Well, Grant, holy smokes. You have done something that nobody's ever done before in this great thing that we get to do of competition barbecue.
Nobody should do it. It's insane. It shouldn't happen.
Let's go. All right. So let's get some of the other stuff out of the way. Tell everybody where you're from, team name, all that kind of stuff.
Sure. QU, Grant Baslier, and we are in like northern Wisconsin or northern Illinois, close to the Wisconsin border, about 40 miles north of Chicago.
Awesome. And how often do you cook?
So we used to, when we first got into it, we did maybe 4 and then gradually went up 8. And then I think the most we've done in the season was 18 in 2020 and then got reduced down. I just had a kid, Rob, and we did 5 last year and we're on 10 this year. We were shooting for 10 to 12 this year. And nice. I think that's totally a manageable number. That's perfect for me.
10 to 12 contests a year. How many? This is the number that's staggering to me. How many grands do you have this year?
This year with the Royal, we in the so 5.
So you cooked
So
10 times, 5 grands.
super hot streak. It's
Super hot.
Yep, super hot streak. Don't even know.
That is amazing.
No,
Congratulations again.
thank you.
All right. So what do you cook on?
Gateway drums.
Gateway drums. And you cook out of a 7x14 trailer, right?
The little guy. Yep.
So you don't have to have an RV. You don't have to have a monster. You don't have to have any of this stuff. You don't have to cook 50 times a year.
Trust me, I would love to. An RV and a monster truck, absolutely. It'd be amazing.
But it can be done.
Yeah.
It can be done.
Not comfortable, but yeah.
That is awesome. And you said you were out in the 900 section at the Royal. So tell how many times have you been to the Royal? Let's start with that.
This is our first year. We wanted to do it. We wanted to do it in 2020, if that's what it was, because 2020 got canceled, and then I had my son, and it was just too much. And then I was like, I have to do it this year. Have to. It's a must. So my wife is super cool. She's amazing. Teammate of mine. She couldn't make it, which was a big time bummer. But yes, it was our first year out there.
Awesome. All right. So when did you arrive? When did you get out to?
We got there Wednesday night around 8.
So tell me a little bit about your thoughts of the American Royal before you even got to Friday and Saturday.
Sure. I just couldn't understand the scale of that many people cooking in one area. And then when I got there, the RVs looked kind of small. You know what I mean? It's just such a massive venue that it was like, this is incredible. Everybody's kind of on top of themselves, this and that. We shoot down to that 900 section, and we never had a neighbor. That section was completely open. So I'm like wide open. I'm like, oh, this is great. Just cook like I would be cooking in Wisconsin. But then everybody talked about Friday night being the big corporate party. And then across the way, pretty much in every direction, it just didn't stop on Friday night. So, and yeah. So the 900 section was good for cooking, but not necessarily for Friday night sleep. That's for sure. Sleep. Yeah.
Sounds like my buddy Wes Garrett's. He's in there. Sounds like I think he was over there. There was a party of 1,000 in his back parking lot, whatever.
It's crazy. I thought they were overselling. I'm like, there's no way that's going to be this many people in this area. I'm like, this is going to be half capacity in all these tents. There's no way. And then going to bed, I'm like, these tents are full. This is ridiculous.
It was wild. We went to dinner Friday night and we came back in, and I mean, there were people, and this was 7:30, right? Like we're winding down, trying to get ready for the contest, right? To start cooking on Saturday.
100%.
And the people were just pouring in. There was cars everywhere. I mean, to me, that we've only been to 3, so we can't talk about a lot of it. This is the biggest crowd I've seen. Most teams we've seen. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Never seen anything like it. Unbelievable.
So, is it everything you thought it would be getting out there?
Yeah, totally. I mean, we worked Wednesday morning till about 10:30. Got out of work, drove out there, got there with my buddy. Had some beers, relaxed, got a good night's sleep. Thursday, it seemed like all the competitors kind of hung out, talking barbecue, this and that. Had a great time Thursday night. Friday, did our thing, pretty much didn't change any timeline that I normally would do at a comp. And then Saturday cook, Sunday cook, pack up and go home. So yeah, it was amazing. It was just like, it was awesome. But like I said, the scale, I couldn't comprehend this, like how big and how many teams are there. But then when you get to that racetrack, the racetrack is so massive, and it actually pretty easy. It's a well thought out, really. It's an awesome competition. I hope I never miss one again.
I tell you what, man, it is. I'm glad you're saying this, because that was my response first time I've been out there, and every time I'm out there, every time I go, I come back. It is awesome. It is absolutely incredible, and wonderful time. So did you make it to the Snake River Farms hot dog social or to the?
We got down there for a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
It's crazy. Great time.
Yep.
And then the pork tenderloin on Friday afternoon.
I actually stood in line for a while and had an awesome sandwich. It was totally worth it.
It is so cool. Thursday night at the Royal is absolutely incredible for the teams. uh, Friday afternoon and get up until the afternoon is get going. Great time. What's up, Bradley Coulter? Great seeing you this weekend. Um, Bill, good seeing you too. I mean, it was absolutely awesome for me, and I can't wait to hear your story because for all of us watching this, this is. I was talking to Bill Triple H. He won the invitation, or he won the invitation last year, and talking about trying to win trying to win on Friday or on Sunday the Open. And he's like, man, it's never been done. Why not? And I was like, man, that is crazy. It's never been done.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, here we are. We can never say that there's never been a sweep at the Royal ever again.
No, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
So Grant, congratulations again. Everybody, thank you all for coming on. I don't know if you can see the comments or anything on here.
I cannot. Is there a little chat button? No, comments.
Comment button. But yeah, yes, Brian Payton. Yes, there was a party. You were surely involved. What's up, Mark? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you guys. Great seeing you this weekend, Mark. It was great to see everybody this weekend. All right, so that's enough. Let's get into this, Grant. All right, so walk me through Saturday. Walk me through your cook. What did you think? Normal? What was it? Talk about it.
That was it. Just going through what we've been doing for the past, just same process for all year into last season. It was just I really trust those timelines, and I came into this competition with I was kind of handpicking some stuff throughout the past 6 months and throwing it in the freezer, but I hit like this unicorn case of pork butts and just so stoked. That was the beginning of last week. So I came in with just awesome product and just trust the timeline on Saturday and just cooked. It was just I had my buddy run my boxes, which was awesome because I thought that I would have to kind of change it up a little bit, but I really didn't. But it was just like the same old cook. It was pretty awesome. It was great.
So you felt confident going into the awards.
I didn't feel you don't feel confident with that many people, especially with that many cooks. But like I said, my wife and I were just a top 50 at the Invitational would be amazing. Top 25 would be amazing. You hit top 10. I mean, you're doing something awesome. But no, to expect to come in there and actually, but those two 180s did feel really good at that pork and brisket. So had a chance, But we were sitting there Saturday night, good friends with the barbecue bus, and there was a bunch of us sitting around. Our whole little group had a call. Eric from Big E and Mark from Smoking Aces, and then the bus had those 3 calls. We're just like, dude, this is awesome. And then we get called up there twice, and we're both sitting there just stressed. Like I could have thrown up in my mouth, and I did. I felt horrible for the bus when they got that 3rd call, and then they're just such a good team. And then we hit that grand call. It was crazy. It was never experienced anything like it. That's for sure. Especially at a competition, for sure. It was pretty amazing. But no, it was pretty much it was our cook. It was our cook that we've been doing the past 10, 15. Had no stress, had no hiccups. Everything I thought hit its tenderness. I was fortunate cooking 2 briskets all this weekend. I did push one a little further than I normally do. So the first one I did slice, it was a little too soft. Backup one came out and sliced it, and it was awesome. It was really, really good. So I got super fortunate with that, cooking 2 briskets. And but other than that, it was just what we've been doing the past 10, 15 comps. So it was awesome.
That's incredible. All right, so you win. You got your robe, you got your crown, you're up there living life.
Yeah.
Everything's going on. What'd you do? How in the world? Well, tell me what'd you do Saturday night after you win?
Saturday night, we just kind of got our thoughts together. I was with like my group of friends who were great that I see every other weekend. And we were cheersing this and that, but they wanted to get to bed, and they wanted to. I couldn't turn it off. There was no like on off switch. So me and my buddy that I went with, we went back to the 900 section. And I'm like, well, hell, they were turning up their music, loud as anything the night before. I'm gonna do the same thing. No, it wasn't that bad, but we got in the trailer, just me and him. We had some beers. funny thing is I'm like, it probably was around 1:30. I'm like, I have to try to get some sleep. So I pull out my little air mattress, busted. It's just not filling up. I'm getting a little frustrated. So I'm like, you know what? My friend Big Eric from Big E, I'm like, I'm gonna go sneak into his RV, sleep on his couch, right? I go in there, still can't turn it off. It's just my head is just spinning about what happened. And then I fall asleep. Don't really know how much sleep I really got. Thought I set my alarm. He is stick burner, so he gets up around 4:30, light his pits, get everything ready. He comes in and starts slapping me on my leg. It's like, dude, are you getting up? It's 10:06. I normally light my pits at 5:30.
Oh
I
wow.
get up. I'm super confused. Don't know what's going on. Get up, sprint down to the 900 section, light my pits. I was only about 10 minutes off. I got those pits lit pretty quick. Got my meat season, but I totally overslept. And yeah, thank God for him waking me up. So, and then kind of got everything together, super just all over the place, you know, to start the first hour and a half till I get a cup of coffee in me. But then that Sunday cook was just kind of just like Saturday. It was just not nothing too exciting, just kind of going through the motions. So pretty crazy.
That is awesome. And then you get through to Sunday awards,
Yeah.
and everybody's like, "Way to go, Eric! Thanks a lot." You couldn't let him sleep in.
He said the same thing.
He was tired.
Yeah.
Um, so now you're at the awards on Sunday all weekend.
Yeah.
You're already on cloud nine for winning the invitational.
Yep.
What are your thoughts going into Sunday?
Going in going into Sunday, I was exhausted and I knew I was playing with house money. And I was like, you know, had a great cook. It's pretty much the same food we put in the box yesterday, you know. And if I don't know, it's I didn't have like again, I talked to my wife right before we got in. I was like, what's expectation this like Sunday? It's like top 100 would be amazing, you know. It doesn't seem it's just, you know, why not? Top 50 would be amazing. Top 25, whatever. I'm just like I said, I'm playing with house money. So and then going in, I was relaxed. I was, you know, had a cocktail and you know, whatever. I'm just wanted to enjoy the show. I had my buddy Jesse. I'm like, Jesse, as soon as we're parked up, we could sprint out of here and start heading home. Like 7:30, we're out. And and then yeah, and then it just got really it just got weird. It got crazy. That pork call was just that was so unexpected and it was it was unbelievable. So it was nuts. So you get that pork call and then that brisket call, and I'm like, well, maybe top 25 is not out of the question, you know. But then they got down to top five. I'm like, ooh, I got bumped. But still, I'll get top 100, and you know, it's been an amazing weekend. Winning on Saturday night was the coolest thing. That's you know, it was amazing. It was unbelievable. So and then yeah, then they just started going down and down. I'm like, this is Eric was sitting next to me again. He's like, it's possible. I'm like, dude, come on, it's not
I,
possible.
I remember when they called you for winning. I look back because you're right. You're off behind us a little bit, and the look, and you just had your, and you just,
Yeah,
I was like, how awesome is that? I mean,
I I thought I was going down, to be honest with you. He gave me a big hug and I couldn't catch my breath because I was like, you know, so overwhelmed. And I thought I was going to go down because it felt like a dream. It felt exactly like a dream. And then going up there and the whole hoopla and everything else, it was like, what is going? This is unreal. So, yeah, it was pretty special. It was
well,
awesome.
Grant, I'll tell you this: you are living pretty much every barbecuer's dream right now.
I,
Well,
I,
what
I
you just said, it was a dream, and I would be. I mean, everybody out here, everybody watching this, everybody that cooks barbecue, everybody that goes to the Royal as an invitational team, their dream is to sweep the contest, right?
I don't
So,
think I didn't think anybody ever thought of it. It's like what
yeah,
sweep the royal. It's like what? Oh, it's crazy, crazy.
I mean, and then sure enough, I mean, it was just absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know. I've never introduced you. I've never met you. I called you today just to ask if you would come on the show, and I'm so appreciative of you coming on tonight. I know you're going to be very busy. You are going to be the most popular person in barbecue.
Oh, no, I love coming on just because tonight, especially just because you know the barbecue community is my people. So I know a lot of my friends are watching this right now and they're freaking fired up. So it's totally an honor to come on here and talk to you about the Royal and that just ridiculous ridiculous that just went on.
That is awesome. So you talked about work, you talked about all this other stuff. Tell her, what do you do? What is your work? What do you do?
I cook for a living. I'm an executive chef at a corporate headquarters, Uline Shipping Supplies, in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. So they have a corporate headquarters out here. It's a pretty big campus. We do about 2,000 people a day. Roughly, I don't know how many employees we have under us right now, maybe 30, 35. But it's a Monday through Friday gig. We're out of there at 3:00. We do a breakfast a la carte thing. We do a lunch kind of thing, and we all get out of there and we have our weekends off. So I'm a very, very lucky, fortunate chef that's out there right now. So it's pretty awesome.
You're not really. What kind of chef? Like, I mean, you're not just a normal chef, just an executive chef. Where did you get your studies from? Where did you study?
I'm from Pennsylvania originally, Central PA. So I went to school out in Pittsburgh, and then I did internships in Colorado. I worked in country clubs in Florida. I've worked at Philadelphia. I've done. So I moved out here in 2006 to work at a country club. So I worked out here for a while, and then one of my best friends and my chef, who still is my chef, we got an opportunity to interview at Uline. And we hopped on it as soon as we could. And we were lucky enough that they hired us. And that's all she wrote. And that was going on, that's 8 years ago. So I am, the corporate chef for 8 years, and I hope it never changes. I still, every Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'm just like, this is ridiculous. It's just sitting watching football where it used to be, nope, you were working all day on Thanksgiving or Christmas Eve. And I hope I never have to do it again. For all the chefs out there watching, I'm sorry, I don't mean to, rub it in, but it's a pretty awesome gig.
So I asked you earlier, how has being a chef helped you in barbecue? And you gave me an incredible answer that was mind-blowing.
No, totally. It's totally true. It's kind of the other way around. Cooking barbecue, seeing all these techniques firsthand, learning these different tricks, all these tenderness, seasonings, injections, just some of the techniques are pretty amazing. And I've actually I've got better at my job cooking barbecue. I think it's definitely opened up my eyes to a whole different kind of style of cooking. Like I said, what's going on with some of these barbecue guys and what they're doing, it's incredible. It is unbelievable. So I really appreciate that I got into it, and it's totally helped me better as a chef, doing what I'm doing. So it's the other way around, man. Totally.
So for us that are non-chefs in our day jobs, what can you just give an example of something that you've learned in the barbecue world that has helped you as a chef?
Oh, the tenderness of chickens, like in that whole process of chicken thighs, and just kind of getting a smoke on them, however you do it, braise them, smoke them, braise them, whatever. I use that technique all the time, and it's awesome. It's super flavorful. It's juicy. It's not rubbery. And then some of the pork processes that we do, I clip off. If we want a nice sliced, pork shoulder, I'll clip off that whole section of the money or the copa or whatnot and cook that to tenderness. And the other half, we'll grind up or use for sausage. But then I'm slicing that for parties. They just don't know what they're eating. This is the best pork loin I've ever had. It's like, no, it's shoulder. I'm just slicing it like a pork loin. And it's super juicy and it's super tender. And fabricating brisket's gotten a whole lot better, for sure. I didn't really do a whole lot of barbecue growing up. I grew up like, my mom and dad cooking charcoal out back, Weber's and, chicken thighs and legs and burgers and stuff. I didn't grow up with a whole lot of barbecue until I moved out of here. So the chef that I worked for, he had a kind of little side hustle where he was doing a barbecue restaurant as well.
So did you say you haven't started doing barbecue until you moved to Illinois?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm Central Pennsylvania, man. We do hoagies, we do pizza, we do Pennsylvania Dutch. It's not a whole lot of barbecue. Well, actually, recently it seemed like there's been more that popped up in Central PA. But no offense to anybody that's from Central PA and has a barbecue restaurant. But no, I just wasn't exposed to it. Even in Florida, I really wasn't working on the coast. Definitely not in Colorado. But when I moved out here, my buddy, my chef, we were smoking at the country club. So we had this big old Lang We were doing ribs on it. We were doing slow and low pork butts. We were just, just going kind of old school with it. And then I was fortunate enough to work with a couple parties with Tuffy, some banquet parties with Tuffy, some banquet parties with Johnny Trigg. I've known Tuffy over the years to kind of come in and do these events with us and see his process, which is not necessarily competition process, but these banquet processes, and it's amazing. So first time seeing Snake River Farms was with Tuffy. Watch Johnny clean chicken, that kind of thing. So I was exposed to some really good barbecue guys early. I think it's probably around 2010, maybe 2012. But really didn't really understand the whole. I didn't really watch the barbecues, the barbecue shows, but cooking with them was amazing, you know. And then what happened was I worked at this country club for a while, still barbecuing, cooking on land. Actually, we ended up getting a Southern Pride because we could set it overnight, come in, and it was a little bit more efficient. But then with I'm talking so much, and I'm going to talk so much, my mouth is parched. So then what happened was we got this gig at this corporate office and had the weekends, and I was like, there was a competition in Kenosha that they kind of advertised. I'm like, KCBS grilling, this sounds awesome. I had I didn't know what I wanted to cook on. Tuffy actually recommended, it was when gateways were like super, super hot. You know what I mean? I'm like, screw it, get 4 gateways, watch a little YouTube, kind of figure some stuff out and head to a comp. The first comp I did, because I didn't know anything, it was McHenry in 17. We weren't known as QU. It was under a different name, but got there, had all my meat iced down, had a little pop up. It was in August. It was probably felt like 115 degrees outside, but it was hot, humid, and I brought all my stuff, not trimmed, nothing. And I get there and working in a pop up and trying to trim up chicken while it's just it was gross. It was hot. It was wet. It was, and guy next to me is like, you can trim that before you get here. And I was like, well, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, totally. Especially if you're an easy up. Yeah, it's just, so that's what we started. We started 17, cooked 4 comps, and then just been just riding, just going. It's such an awesome. I don't want to call it a hobby. For me, sometimes it is. It's on the weekends, just because you're pulling out grills and you're hanging out with your friends. But it is it's awesome. It's a great thing to do. I don't enjoy it. I love it.
Well, I think your wife Gina.
Yeah.
She said burning Benjamins. Well, I think you got a lot of I think you got a lot of Benjamins this weekend that you can start burning. So
yeah, she actually that was the team that was next to us. They actually turned out just to be great friends. Burning Benjamins. He looks at me. He's like, you can do that, but before you get here, and I'm just like, I work in a professional kitchen. I can do this. In pretty much AC on a table twice as high on. Yeah, it was kind of
perfect conditions. Right.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm out here sweating.
All right. So the question has been asked a lot here. And before I get into that question, tell me about this pizza. Everything you talk about there, you make great pizza on the gateways.
Yeah. Oh, people are commenting about it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm from Pennsylvania, East Coast, and I just grew up on that pizza. And again, no offense to anybody out in Northern Illinois, I just don't get the pizza out here. So making doughs at work and sauce, and God, we even pull our own mozzarella. Brandon from Blue Island, we were at a competition one time. He just chucks a frozen pizza on a gateway. I'm like, well, that's awesome. So we started on Friday nights or Saturday nights. I mean, it's a lot of work, and your trailer's just trash with flour, but I mean, it's worth it. I started just stretching doughs and just firing them on gateways without the little diffuse, just right on pizza racks. And they're done in about 8-10 minutes. You pop them out and cut them. Just people go nuts for them because, more like it's they don't have to do anything for dinner. They're just, blowing smoke. But they come out really, really good. And people really look forward to them. So they're pretty awesome on the drums.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's great. I love hearing all the traditions that people have and the groups and their friends and everything, because that's what barbecue is all about. I mean, barbecue. I mean, I'm sure you're seeing it now. You're going to see it even more. Wes Garrett says your tour has just started. Buy a lot of chapstick because you're going to be hot for a long time. But that leads on to this next thing that Fred Robles says. I would drop the mic and quit competition barbecue if I had swept the Royal. Where do you go from there? So cool. Congratulations. That seems to be the thing. Like, what do you do? Where do you go next? How do you top this weekend? Or do you even try to and you just love it and just be done with it?
Right. No, yeah, it's something to think about, but damn, I don't ever want to stop going to the ride. I had such a good time this week. I don't care if I just come in, 200th just to kick it out there I feel obligated to have to go back because that place is just, it's incredibly special to me. It's always going to be. So yeah, I'll continue to go out there. Gosh, for sure. Especially if the weather was like that was this week. It was perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful
but
weekend.
no, man. I think I'm gonna hit a nice little pocket of just doing 10 to 12. It's what I enjoy. I see, I've made so many great friends. Eric from from Big E, Rich, freaking IBQing. I met Mark, Blue Island, Rusty Pig, DB. Dude, I've met so many people that we see each other every other weekend, and we just kick it. And sometimes I feed them pizza, and sometimes I don't. But we just kick it and just have a really good time. And we cook hard, and get me in a situation that all we do is talk about food. All day, man. That's perfect. So definitely not going to gotta stay focused at my job. There's a lot to do at my job. But I'm fortunate enough that I can get out. My wife's super supportive, which is huge. And where I go from here is I'm just going to, hit that pocket at 10 to 12 and just cross my fingers like everybody else,
There you go.
Seriously, hit those angel tables, I think there were 8 of them this weekend and I nailed every one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep on just cooking those competitions.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I guess your wife said Union Grove top 25 would be nice. I don't know where that is, but
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the one. That's our favorite one of the year. It's about 20 minutes from here. We used to have a lot of competitions around here, but they've kind of faded out. So Union Grove is only about 20 minutes from here, 25 minutes, and it's like it's all the local teams, and it's pretty much the last competition of the year. So everybody stays Saturday night. I was saying it'd be nice just to get there and just hit middle of the pack, just to kind of come down to earth. You know what I mean? Just kind of it's just not going to happen all the time. And just get there, see all your friends. I'm going to do a fish fry Friday night. I'm bringing a big old portable fryer out there, some walleye, and then maybe pizza Saturday night. We'll just cross our fingers for good weather and just hang out with a bunch of really, really good friends. So I'm actually looking forward to it.
man, I tell you what, you seem to be the guy that we need to all be friends with and hanging out with. You've got it going on.
Yeah. So it's awesome.
Maybe we can get you to come down to our contest and have a big cookout like that for us. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chris Schaefer says, "Don't let Grant fool you. He won a lot of tables. Yeah, he won all of them. I mean, that was absolutely amazing. What an incredible weekend."
I actually liked our second day cook better than our first day cook, for sure. It was the chicken. That's funny because the chicken it's our chicken, but I liked our chicken day 2 and it didn't score as well. But ribs were just spot on. They were just, I had goosebumps when I ate them. I'm just like, damn, I got 10 of those things in the box. It was awesome. It was a full box. And then, I mean, I guess I hit some wonderful, very kind tables. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Gail said she's got some a celebration cheesecake coming your way.
Oh, dude, that's D&B. They're awesome. They show up and we have a really good time. They're the whole family, Keith and her and their kids. We spend a lot of time together. She's awesome. They're a great team. Those cheesecakes are phenomenal for sure.
I'll tell you what was there 20, 25, 26 180s in dessert this weekend?
Right. Yeah.
Now, did you do all the ancillaries and everything else too?
I went out with absolutely nothing. It's kind of funny. I've done doubles before, but we weren't prepared at all. We brought no snacks. I kept it so light this weekend because I thought we could there's so much stuff out there. Let's just hop in the truck and go grab something. I didn't know they closed the gates all night. We're screwed. Yeah, it sucked. Yeah, man, my buddy, hopping on foot, going out there, getting Subway and whatnot. No, I didn't do the ancillaries. I just wanted to concentrate on those 4 proteins, and that was it.
Man, so did you make any new friends this weekend?
Yeah, I saw, I was so far away from everybody. It was kind of, but I mingled with my good friends up there. I did actually. I met Joe from He was parked behind the bus, so I got to meet him. But yeah, we just kind of kept to our little group and really enjoyed each other's company this weekend. So it was nice. I had really nice neighbors too. They were awesome. They were from New York. So me being from central Pennsylvania, I got to, talk to them about, East Coast stuff. And I had really good neighbors. So
That's
it was
awesome.
awesome. Yep.
So what kind of advice can you give somebody that's starting cooking or getting into or thinking about getting into cooking or somebody that's been an experienced cook for a long time? What's some advice that you would want to give them going out to the Royal?
Going out to the Royal? Well, I don't know. I just get lucky, or prepare. Have enough paper towels and snacks. I don't really have much to say. It's a beast of a contest. Um, it's a lot of people. It's a little intimidating. Um, I don't know. Advice. I don't. Just I don't know. I'm not. I don't know.
All right,
It's tough.
let's back that up.
That's a tough question. It's a
What
freaking
what
world.
was something that you would tell somebody just getting into competition barbecue in general?
Getting into competition barbecue in general, just do some research, take some class, practice, hit your tenderness, and just I would say have a good time. But it is fun to go out there and cook and compete. Um, I think it takes a certain person to go out there and cook and compete and work clean. But yeah, just there's so many different outlets out there that you can research to all these little techniques that did. That getting basted pork kind of video that he did, I'm just looking at it, I'm just like, yeah, that's awesome. That was on YouTube or somewhere. But yeah, all the little videos out there that you can pick up some tricks, or just talking to, I mean, everybody's gonna tell you, I mean, they're gonna tell you everything, but I've learned so many different techniques and different like tricks just talking to my good buddies out there, and you kind of work with them and see if they work.
That's awesome, man. I tell you what, Brian Payton just, I mean, hit the nail on the head. We could all learn a lesson in kindness and humility from Grant. I mean, if there's one thing that having this conversation with you and talking to you today, you really are a very humble person. You can tell this is like surreal to you, and that you're
how can't you after what just happened? You know what I mean? It was a dream, and I'm very, very lucky, very fortunate. So thank you. That's very kind.
I mean, yeah, and just get ready. They're coming. People are going to be calling, and it's going to be, and enjoy the ride.
Totally.
Go for it and have a great time.
I still have to focus though. I still have to go to work every day. Seriously, man. I cook hard at work. That's for sure, man. So, but no, I'm ready. I'm looking forward to one more, and then maybe the invitational, and that's it, man.
Until you stick around and go to the invitational, and then you come by to the Atlanta Barbecue Store Classic the next weekend in Cumming, Georgia. Get signed up for that one. It's going to be a blast.
Right on. I appreciate
it. Well, good. Grant, is there anything, if people want to get in touch with you? I know you said you're new to social media. Do you have any of that kind of stuff coming out that you want people to know about?
Not necessarily. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really figured that out yet. So, but yeah, I mean, this was great. This was a lot of fun. Again, just talking food is a lot of fun. So I really appreciate it.
Well, I enjoyed it. Hey, hopefully you're a new fan of Chewin the BBQ Fat. I hope you enjoyed your time on.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be able to get you on again and talk again sometime in the near future.
Awesome, man. It'll be my pleasure, man.
All right, bud. Thank you so much for coming on. Guys, if you have any questions, Grant's a great dude. Just reach out to him. Wife, it seems very, very nice. She's been commenting. She's all teared up in there, so you need to go take care of your wife. Guys, thank you so much. Grant, hope you have a wonderful night. And guys, I've had a long weekend. I've got about 3 hours of sleep. I think I'm going to head to bed. But next week on Chewin the BBQ Fat, I'm going to have Cole come on, world champion Kids Q cook, and it's going to be awesome. So we'll have other guests on too. But everybody have a wonderful night, and thank you all. And we will see you next week on Chewin the BBQ Fat. Thanks, everybody.